What's going on, 223 gang? 223 Bucky here, back today with another video, man. In today's video, I'm gonna be doing like 5 steps on how before you buy a gun. So this is for this video is strictly for first-time gun owners. It's not for if you already have guns, or even if you already have guns, you just want to like hear it or know anything. This video is gonna be very pinpointed. I'm gonna be getting straight to the point. So on the 5 things you need, or the 5 things you must have to, or you must know to before you buy a gun. And like I said, it's for first-time gun owners. But another thing, I got another YouTube channel. If you guys want to check out my other YouTube channel, please go and check it out. Subscribe if you like the channel. Yeah, and that's it for that. But like I said, and I got it kind of on my phone already. So I'm just gonna read it off my phone and explain to you guys what I'm talking about. So the first step for first-time gun owners into buying a gun. Know your age requirement. Every state has a different age requirement to own a firearm. So like me, in the state of Florida, you have to be 21 years old to own a firearm. So in your state, you might only have to be 18. In this state, he might have to be 21, but you live in this state and he only got to be 18. And you're like, well, how do you do that? Because in his state, it's a different age requirement. So make sure you know the age requirement to purchase a gun in your state. That's step number 1. That's the most important thing, the age requirement. And the age requirement is like, it deters a lot of people because they go to the gun store and they be like, oh, I'm here to purchase a gun. How old are you? Oh, I'm 18. You can't buy a gun. Well, my friend lived in this place and he was able to get it. Well, that's in that state, not this state. That's how that works. The second thing is get some firearm training. And when I say firearm training, go somewhere like to a local gun store. They got guns that you can use at the gun range and you can shoot. This for people who never shot a gun not one day in their life. It will get you ready for when you purchase your gun that you already know how to use a gun and you're more responsible because you know what this thing can do. So that's the second thing. The third thing, get a CCW permit. And when I say a CCW permit, it's a concealed carry weapons permit. And you want to get that. You don't necessarily have to get it before you buy a gun, but I say get it before you buy a gun because when you get it before you buy a gun, you're gonna walk out with your gun the same day you buy it. If you don't have it when you go and buy a gun, you're gonna have to wait 2 to 3 days, maybe 4 days, maybe 5 days. And it's cold right now. You might have to wait a week just to get your gun that you just bought. So if you buy it Monday, you might not get it till Friday or next Monday. So that's why I said if you got the CCW, when you go and get the gun, you can get the gun that same day when you purchase it. So that's a big thing for me. Like when I first started buying my gun, I ain't have a CCW. So I had to wait like 3 to 4 days before I actually got my gun. So make sure you get a gun permit before you go and buy a gun because it's much easier. All you gotta do is show them your permit. They put it in. You do the questionnaire. You get them the money, or you swipe your card, and you out of the store. You don't have to come back there 3 days later to pick up your gun. And where I'm at, the lines are horrible. So you don't want to be waiting 3 hours in the store when you just was here Monday waiting 3 hours to buy the gun. Now you gotta wait 3 hours to pick up the gun. So just get your CCW and that's the best way to go, having your CCW, because even if you don't have your CCW and you buy that gun and you wait 3 to 4 days and then you get that gun, you still don't have your CCW, you can't carry that gun now. That gun can't be on your person when you're outside in the mall. If you're anywhere, that gun can be on your person. That's a fine. That's I think it's a 3rd-degree felony, I think. So you don't want to get caught up in that. So make sure you get a CCW permit. That's one of the biggest things out here. The 4th thing, find a local gun store that's close to you. Find out what guns they have. Find out and like why I say find out what guns they have, because when you're buying your first gun, most people's first gun is a pistol. It's either a 9mm, a 45. Most first people guns are a 9mm. So I say find your local gun store because you don't want to be going to 100 different gun stores looking for like the most top gun at your first gun. You don't need that. Your first gun should be a gun, like a budget gun, in my opinion. And another person opinion may say your first gun should be a FN. Your first gun should be a Glock 19S, a Glock 40. Like your first gun should be the gun that fits you. And that leads into my the last step. Find the gun that fits you. Don't go and buy a gun. Don't go and buy a gun like that you never shot before. Like don't go and buy a Glock that's chambered in 50 cal. Like you don't even know what to do with that at that point. So buy a gun that fits you. Like, don't buy a gun that fits your cousin, that fits your brother, that you think might look cool, taking pictures with. Buy a gun that fits you. Most people, when they go to the gun, back to firearm training. Like I was saying, go to your gun store, pick out a gun, because they got guns you can use to actually shoot at the gun range. And what most people do, they use a certain gun, they like that gun, they keep using that gun 2 or 3 times at the gun range. They go 2 or 3 times, and then once they get they permit, once they actually want to go and buy a gun, they buy that gun because they know how to use that gun. They know the recoil in that gun. They know that gun. They've been using it for a while. They put 300 to 400 rounds through that gun before, so they know how to use that gun. They're more comfortable with that gun. So that's why I say you should go to a gun range, ask them what guns do they have, for you to rent so you can shoot, and that's how you get more familiar with guns and stuff like that. But yeah, those the 5 steps I believe are the most important steps for first time gun buyers. If you feel like I hit some key points for you, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you already have it, and 223 Gang, we are out. Peace.